While you think this might be about marketing and funnels and challenges, and it is, it's so much more about you actually becoming the person that you were designed to be.
The biggest kings and the biggest rulers of the world will not even have the influence you can have just by running a challenge.
Are you just here to take notes, or are you here to be transformed? Because if you want to have something you never had before, you're going to have to do things never done before, which means becoming someone you've never been before. Challenges is just a framework we use to get you there. Wow, guys. Wow. Welcome to day 2 of the Challenge Secrets Masterclass. And if you enjoyed that video, even slightly as much as I did watching it this morning, blow up this chat and give a big hand to the ClickFunnels video team for producing that. Guys, that was just a little clip from yesterday, day 1. And if you were here with us live or caught day 1 replay, let us know in the chat. Blow up the chat and let us know how incredible it was. We had a great time dinner for you, and we're going to keep building on what we covered yesterday. So I'm excited to get right into day 2. We have 2 incredible guests joining us today to talk about how they're using challenges to launch, grow, and scale their businesses. And so it's going to be an amazing day here in day 2. Again, congratulations on being here, on seeing the value of understanding what is happening with these challenges, because I'm sure as you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, Instagram feed, or paying any attention to the online marketing space, you've probably noticed that challenges are literally taking over so much of how online marketing is being done. And there's a reason. It's because they work powerfully, but you have to know how to use them. And that's why you're here. So again, good on you for being here, guys. Again, welcome to day 2. My name is Pedro Adeo. We probably met yesterday. I am the challenge guy, and Russell Brunson and I are going to be here all week long to help you understand the power behind this unique marketing framework that we call a challenge that is just so peculiar, because not only is it used by the biggest and most successful entrepreneurs in our industry, people like Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, and many, many others. And it's also become this #1 simplest and easiest framework to use for brand new entrepreneurs, which is super strange, because usually what works good for someone who's new or a beginner is not that effective for an established entrepreneur, and vice versa. But this one framework is different. So again, congratulations on being here. And I just want to shout out some people yesterday who absolutely were dug in, watched the training, and did their homework. Guys, we have literally just piles and piles and piles and piles of homeworks. Holly's like, how many more do you want me to print? Guys, so many of you actually are doing the homework, using our worksheet. And so I just want to shout out some of you guys here. I mean, I was literally getting emotional reading some of these responses, but many of you are understanding that this challenge framework is your way, is your path forward to the life that you want. So with that, guys, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to dive right into day 2. If you're ready for day 2, just let me know you're ready. Put ready in the chat, because I have some incredible guests that I want to make sure we get to today. And some of them are joining us from vacation. All the way, some of us are from vacation or around the world. So I want to make sure we get to them. So I'm going to go in and, guys, cue up my slides. I want to dive right in to today. And so again, welcome officially to day 2 of the Challenge Secrets Masterclass, how to make an irresistible challenge offer. Okay, so much has been talked about offers for a reason. Offers are important. And for you to have the results you want with your challenge, it's gonna require you to have a really cool offer. So we're gonna help you with that. Now, again, these are just a small sampling of the people who did the homework, guys. And this worksheet that you're seeing here, this homework, is available only at prizes.challengesecrets.com. So if you want to follow along with this worksheet, and I would highly recommend it, we put a lot of time into this. This is easily a $2,000. This worksheet is essentially walking you through our proprietary process how to create an amazing challenge. So get this worksheet at prizes.challengesecrets.com. But I want to shout out those people that did their homework. So real quick, Beth Sheldon, we got your response. Saw your worksheet. Great job here. Tamara Scholes also put some time into her worksheet. Put some time in thoughtful responses. I love it. We got so many other people. Gustavo, Giller, Thomas, Koo, Yvonne, Cayupa, Brian, Blanco. Guys, I can just keep going. And Bowman. So many of you guys are doing your worksheets and doing your homework. Guys, this is a challenge for a reason. because you're not here just to watch and passively consume content and take notes. Those notes are important, but it's the action you take on those notes that's going to be that's going to make or break the difference for your life. And guys, obviously I'm here in Boise at ClickFunnels headquarters, and I'm going to share a little thing that happened in our VIP back yesterday. In our backstage VIP, someone just said, "Hey, Pedro and Russell, can you guys help me with fear? I know I need to take action. I know I need to put myself out there, but I'm just struggling a little bit with fear." And so Russell and I gave some of our takes on how to overcome fear. But then at this Jordan Peterson event last night, and if you guys don't know who he is, Jordan Peterson's an author, scholar, and just huge social media following. Somewhat controversial because he's just, he's just a little controversial. But one of the things that he said yesterday, he gets commended so often for being brave. People compliment him for his bravery to speak out, to speak his truth, and many of the things that he shares are somewhat counterculture today. And man, he said something that I wrote down. He says, "I'm not brave." He said, "I'm just afraid of the right things." And that just hit me, because so often, if we're really being honest, the things that we're afraid of actually don't matter. We're afraid of what people may think about us. We're afraid of if we look silly. We're afraid of making mistakes. We're afraid of what if it doesn't work. We're afraid of things that in reality don't matter, when we really, all that we should be afraid of, or one of the things that I'm very afraid of, and I have a healthy fear and respect of, and think of the word fear as a healthy respect or reverence for. I'm afraid of not living to my full potential. I'm afraid of having massive regrets when I get older. I'm afraid of just of knowing that I could have done more with my time, with my energy, with my resources. And so when he just said, "God, I'm not actually brave at all, but I'm actually afraid of the right things," it was just like boom. And so I wanted to share that with you guys, because that came up in the VIP. That really hit home for a lot of people. And so maybe those of you that weren't in VIP yesterday, but there's still time to join us, you can jump into VIP today. But I wanted to share that one-liner from Jordan Peterson today, because, guys, at some point, you're going to have all the notes taken. You're going to see the framework going to help you do this thing. And yet you're going to need to take a step and take action on what you're learning here. And there can be no transformation without application. I'd write that down. And so this challenge is all about application, helping you take action so you can get the results that you want. So, all right, guys, I want to go ahead and just remind you guys, how do you make the most of this challenge? Because, again, this is a challenge. You're not just watching content on YouTube just for fun. You're here engaging with us for 5 full days. So first of all, make sure you're officially registered at challengesecretsmasterclass.com. You want to make sure you're part of the group, you're getting our emails, you're getting notifications, and you're actually joining us in our private Facebook group. And that's how you do that. Okay. The second thing is I want you to think about how you would show up. How would you participate in this 5-day challenge if it cost you $10,000 to be here? So I can tell you right now, the value that Russell and I and our guests are delivering from this stage is worth far more than that. The teaching, the training, the consulting, the advice that Russell gives, that I give, that our guest today, Barry, gives, our guest on Friday, Dean Granzosi, gives, like the impact and income that people have created following the advice from Russell, myself, and Barry and Dean, it's for sure in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So how would you treat this 5 days of challenge training if you pay $10,000 for it? And I believe if you actually put yourself in that mindset, you'll pull the most out of this. And my friends, I know this, if you pay $10,000, you'd probably be here all 5 days, either live. So right now, go ahead and put hashtag live. If you're here watching us live, just put hashtag live or team live. And if you're watching the replay, it's all good. Just put team replay, okay? But you'd be here. You'd watch the content every day. You wouldn't just let it sit, right? You'd actually do the assignments. You'd do the homework. If you paid $10,000, you would do the homework. And then if you were here, and if you're already going to be here for 5 days, you might as well go all in and go and upgrade to VIP. And there's still time to do that at challengesecretsvip.com. So that's how you make the most of our experience here today, guys. And again, we're giving away some amazing prizes. We're giving away an iPad today. We gave away an iPhone yesterday. Why an iPhone? because you can run a challenge literally with nothing more than an iPhone and a Facebook group. That is it. You mean, Pedro, I don't have to have a fancy stage and studio? Nope. My first challenge didn't have none of this. Pedro, you mean I don't have to have any ads? Nope. No funnel? Nope. Do I have to have a course? Nope. Literally, you can run your first challenge, things you're learning today, to create your very first income and clients online with an iPhone and a Facebook group. Well, Pedro, what about Samsung? I don't know how Samsung works, but probably a Samsung too. Okay, but it's literally a phone. Literally, it's a smartphone, and a Facebook group is all you need. So we're giving away things that you need. Today, we're giving away one of my other favorite tools is an iPad. Okay, we're giving away an iPad Pro. I like to, on my challenges, you can draw on this. You can do some really cool stuff. So we're going to give away one of these today at the end of our broadcast today. So, and how you register is at prizes.challengesecrets.com for that. All right, so a few little housekeeping things. Okay, we have literally tens of thousands of people are in this challenge in our Facebook group. So we want to just help you guys navigate some housekeeping. First of all these trainings, the live and the replays, are going to be in the Challenge Secrets Masterclass group all the way until Friday. Okay, so at Friday at midnight, those trainings come down. So you definitely want to make sure you're consuming the content, participating, because this challenge is happening this week and this week only. So if you're ever wondering, where can I watch the lives or the replays? In the Challenge Secrets Facebook group. And if you go to prizes.challengesecrets.com, that will help take you right there, okay? So we saw that question come up yesterday. Another question that we got is this, guys, unfortunately, there's people out there that, are trying to make a living by scamming people. And so we should all just pray for those people because, I think sometimes scammers are working even harder to scam people than if they just ran an honest business. Like, I see scammers working harder to scam people than they can just do honest, ethical business and probably make a ton more money and actually sleep good at night, but whatever. So there's scammers and people that are in Facebook groups. Do not click on any links that are not from myself or Russell or clearly ClickFunnels staff or team members, okay? And so, and just also report those to the admins and we'll get that stuff cleaned up. If you're a scammer, stop it, bro. Come on, man. There's so many awesome ways to make money by actually truly helping people. So anyhow, all right. VIP, if you join VIP, then first of all, check your spam because we for sure emailed you. But check your spam folder because just the reality of today, it's getting more and more difficult to get emails to people, even when they give you their email address. So check your spam folder. It's probably there. And if you still can't find it, go to billing@clickfunnels.com to make sure you have your VIP links and all of that will be taken care of. And thirdly, for your ClickFunnels 2.0, a bunch of you guys in VIP are excited about 2.0. I'm excited about 2.0. We are upgrading right now to 2.0 and deploying some stuff. We love it. And some of you guys are eager to get in there and you're like, how do I get into 2.0? So you go to myclickfunnels.com. Make sure you use the same email that you bought VIP with, okay? And if you're having some trouble with that, go to billing@clickfunnels.com. All right? So that's some housekeeping I was asked to kind of run by you guys. So yesterday, quick recap. We talked about what a challenge was. And if you missed yesterday, as a super quick recap or reminder, take it deeper. A challenge is something that happens for a period of time. Like this challenge started yesterday, the 15th of May, and it's going to go till the end of the week, Friday, May 19th. So the challenge lasts for a period of time. My classic model is a 5-day challenge model, but you can do a 3-day, a 7-day. One of my most famous challenges is a 31-day challenge I do in January, okay? So it should be around at least 5 days or so and no more than 90. What else? A challenge, everyone in the challenge commits taking action. I've asked you guys to take action. You said, yes, Pedro, coach me, train me, you can push me. I'll take action. Type action in the chat if you have already made the commitment to take action every day with us. Just put action, action, action in that chat to remind yourself and show me that you guys are here to play full out. All right, D, in a challenge, we are delivering live. Guys, we're really here live. I'm here live. Russell's really here live. Like, we're all here live putting on this event for you right now. Okay, so and I know there's some really cool things with Evergreen that are coming out and people have been playing with and experimenting with, and Russell's been doing Evergreen for kind of 5 years. But the classic challenge model is a live experience where you're showing up live daily, giving people actionable training they can implement right now. And then it's results driven. It's very focused on one primary outcome. My friends, how many of you guys have noticed it's very difficult to pay attention these days? Distraction is everywhere. And so challenges work very well when you help people focus and deliver on one promised outcome. One promised outcome. So it's a result-driven experience. And lastly, challenges are so powerful because you're helping your ideal customers overcome obstacles that are getting in the way of them making progress. And that's how you put them into momentum. And when someone's in momentum, when someone's taking action, then what's the principle, right? An object at rest stays at rest, but an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Putting your ideal clients in motion, making progress, is going to help them and help you serve them with your next step in your process. So just a reminder for those of you guys that may have missed that, or quick recap for those of you guys that saw it yesterday. Now, my friends, the game has changed. The game has changed in marketing. The old ways of marketing, if we're just going to have some real talk here, aren't working like they used to. And so is it okay if this week we show you the new way of marketing? So here is what's happening, my friends. How many guys would agree that today's consumers are more skeptical than before? How many of you would say you're a little bit more skeptical, cynical than you even were a couple of years ago? Okay. So as an example, in the ClickFunnels official Facebook group, right? This is the Facebook group of ClickFunnels in the Challenge Secrets Masterclass group. Okay. Like literally, there are people that couldn't find an email because probably the spam, right? They couldn't find an email for this or couldn't find something for that, probably because of spam or something else. And they're like, is this a scam? Is this a scam? And I was like, is this a scam? Like Russell Brunson, Pedro on stage at ClickFunnels headquarters. Is this like what? Like, how could you possibly think this is a scam? Right? So why am I bringing this up? It's just to show you that the mindset of today's consumers, because there are so many people just doing nonsense on the internet, today's consumers are more skeptical. They really are. So in the new way of marketing, we're going to have to be effective at creating and building trust way faster and in much more sincere, authentic ways than we've seen in the past. And so there's a great book out called The Speed of Trust. And in this book, it talks about trust being built with competency and character. And this turns out that a well-designed challenge allows you over the series of 3, 5, 7 days or longer, whatever you choose, and we'll talk about more on that tomorrow, is to demonstrate your competency, your know-how, and your character so that you can build trust with your ideal clients sooner. Because business is nothing more than the process of building trust. Trust precedes the transaction. And so if business is all about creating transactions, and if transactions require trust, then the entrepreneur or business that can create trust the quickest will win. So just type in trust in the chat. If you are seeing that part of your job to be effective in your role is going to require you to build trust. Okay. So my friends, the old way of marketing required you to have to become really good at copywriting, really good at marketing, really good at funnel building, because the old way, you had to have a lead magnet funnel to go ahead and get leads, to create leads. So you had to go make a funnel for that, create a little giveaway, something that people would want for free. Then you would get those emails, then you would be emailing them to try and get them to then come back to another funnel to sell them a low ticket product. So now that's another funnel and another product. And then once they bought that, you then would have to email them again to get them to come onto a webinar, another funnel, a whole other presentation, and another product. And then you email them again to invite them to get on a call and sell them into your high ticket program. So the old way of marketing required you to build as many as 4 different funnels, create 4 different offers, and be a really good copywriter and salesperson. Now, how many of you have been trying this online thing for a little bit? maybe weeks, months, or years, and you haven't quite had the success that you thought you'd have by now. So if that's you, just put me. Just put me in the chat. Okay. And maybe you're on the verge of even giving up on your dreams. This doesn't even work. What am I doing here? I hope maybe you're finding a little bit of like, oh, no wonder I've been struggling. Guys, this is pretty hard to do. Now, I know the gurus don't tell you how hard this is, right? In fact, their job is to kind of make you think it's super easy. But what if something is actually really hard, but you're being told it's super easy? What if something's actually a lot harder than you're being told? And then, because it actually is hard, you're struggling. Because hard things are hard for a reason, because they're hard. So now you're trying this hard thing that you think is supposed to be super easy. And now you're struggling more than you thought. And now you're thinking something's wrong with you. What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you've just been trying to do this the old way? Well, my friends, there's a much simpler, easier, new way, and that is the challenge. The challenge is the one funnel, the one framework. It's the only thing I've done in the last 5 years to go from $0 in sales in 2018, no email list, no social media following, no fancy friends. Literally, I was starting from scratch. If you were like me 5 years ago, starting from scratch with not an email list, no social media following, none of all the things that you think you need today, just put scratch in the comments. Where's all my scratch folks? Guys, I was starting from scratch. But I found this model. I discovered this model, evolved, created this system called the challenge that literally has allowed me to use this as the only funnel in my entire business. And it allows me to achieve all of my marketing objectives, guys, in one shot. I've been able to generate over 300,000 leads because a free challenge is the best lead magnet I've ever seen. We've been able to generate tens and tens of thousands of customers because our VIP Backstage Pass is a beautiful and simple and easy low ticket tripwire offer to make. Instead of building a webinar, I just put together a few slides to present and show people our core program and just ask them, hey, if you like the challenge, have you enjoyed the challenge? It's been awesome. Are you learning and growing? Hey, do you want more? Hey, if you want more, here's our program. You don't need a 3-hour webinar. You don't need to do all that work, guys. Just literally serve people, give them a result, and then ask the ones that want more to show them where they can get more. And then you can either do a couple things for high ticket. You could simply just put an application on the back of your core offer and say, hey, I've got room for a few more one-on-one clients. If you like working one-on-one, can you apply here? Or you can just literally use your challenge to go right into high ticket, and I'm going to show you guys today. So the challenge really is the one and only one funnel you actually need in your business. Russell said that to you yesterday. Russell, who is the funnel guy, who is lover and creator and user of all funnels, and every funnel has value. Every funnel plays a role. But when you're getting started, when you're brand new, do you think it makes sense to try and learn 4 different funnels or master one? The one that can actually help you accomplish all of your goals. So that was a recap of yesterday, my friends. That's how the challenge funnel now I've named the super funnel. Because just like Superman, it can leap a tall building in a single bound, okay? So the whole goal yesterday was to help you make the decision that a well-designed challenge is the one and only funnel you need to accomplish every objective of the value ladder in one step. So I know many of you guys are with me, and here's why it's so important. Because distraction is the enemy. Distraction creates procrastination, which is the enemy. It is the enemy. So I want to offer to you guys a really cool framework today. It's called the focus framework, okay? The focus framework. So F stands for focus. O, on one. How many? Put in the chat. One. Focus is about the one, The one course of action. C, one course of action. U, until you win. Success. Focus. Okay, I'd love to give credit to whoever came up with this. It's been around for a long time. But this, my friends, is what we're offering you this week. I'm offering you off the roller coaster of tyranny of shiny thing, of a roller coaster off, always wondering if I'm doing the right thing. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I launch a podcast? Should I do this? Should I do YouTube? Should I do that? TikTok? How many of you guys just be honest that your brain is constantly thinking about all the things that maybe you should be trying, should be doing? And if we're just being real, how many would say, Pedro, I have lost days, weeks, and months, and maybe years being distracted, dabbling. My friends, the success you want, the life you want is not going to happen through dabbling. It's going to be through mastery of one thing. And this is the one marketing framework, my friends, that I believe you should choose to master. And that was yesterday. Okay, now, I asked you guys yesterday, and your homework was, how much do you want to make on your first challenge? So did you do the assignment? Because I'm going to need you to do this to get the most out of today. So put in the chat, how much do you want to make on your first or next challenge? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Everybody in the chat. Write it down. Post it on your computer, on your monitor. Okay, but how much do you want to earn on your first or next challenge? And pick a number that might be a little bit of a stretch, but you also have faith for. I don't want to see $1 million challenge if you don't have faith for $1 million. Okay? Put a number that you might stretch you, yes, but you have faith for. I'm not one of those people that believes in setting, these kind of airy-fairy goals, and I don't like fantasy. I don't like fantasy. Fantasy is not your friend. You can write that down. Fantasy is not your friend. I don't mind visiting fantasy. You should visit fantasy. A movie, Disneyland, that's great. But we don't want to live in fantasy. So whatever number you put here for your challenge, it should be a stretch for you, but you don't put a number you do not have faith to go pursue. Okay, now let me jump into what we have here today, guys. One of the number one things that I see people, the mistake they make is this, is they see this challenge framework, they're like, oh my gosh, Pedro, this is incredible. I see why you are doing so well with this and why Russell and others, but this won't work for me because, right? I'm in the wrong industry, or I'm in this, and my friends, do not make that mistake. Do not curse your future. Do not deprive yourself of the opportunity to unlock all that's possible for you with this framework by making the huge mistake of saying, this won't work for me because. Instead, if you don't quite see it, well, first of all, we're only on day 2. So give yourself a few more days. We got a few more days together. But even if you don't see it right now, what about this question? This is interesting. How could this work for me? How could this work for me? Okay. But one of the things that people ask is, Pedro, I would totally do a challenge, but I just don't know what to sell. Okay. So here's a list, guys, of all the things you don't need before running your first challenge. You don't need a logo. You don't need a funnel. You don't need an email list. You don't need social media following. You don't need to have any money for ads. You don't even need an offer. You don't, guys, the first free challenge I ever ran in May of 2018, I didn't even have an offer to sell. So you're like, Pedro, I don't even know what I would sell, but I just, I'm passionate about this topic. I have an interest in this area. I solved this problem for myself. One thing that Jordan Peterson said yesterday, hold on, you might hand me my phone real quick? Man, it was so good. Sometimes people go, some people go, Pedro, I'm just not sure what to do. I'm just not sure. I don't really know what my passion is or what my purpose is, blah, 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 blah. And, oh, man, Jordan Peterson had a one-liner yesterday. And he talked about what should guide you what should guide you, and the opportunities that you should take seriously are the things that interest you the most and problems that you've solved. He said you should seriously go deep on interests that you have and problems that you've solved. And I was like, man, and he probably said it a little bit better. I'm paraphrasing. So if you have an interest, a passion, like I did, I just decided to do a free class and teach what I had learned. And then guess what? What's the harm in running a 5-day challenge, a 3-day challenge, and a challenge, getting to the end of it, and being like, all right, guys, hey, thanks for coming. Hope you got a lot of value. Maybe I'll do one of these again in the future. I'll see you next time. Like, worst case, like I love how Russ talking about the worst, like, what's the worst case? You do a challenge, you get some great experience, you add some value, and at the end of it, you thank people for coming. And if you really don't have an offer, here's one you can make. What if you sold the recordings of the challenge? Hey guys, today's the last day of the challenge. It's been awesome doing this for you. Hope you've enjoyed it. And hey, you know what? If you'd like to have access to these recordings, send me a DM and I'll give you access to them for $17, $37, $97, $197. Pedro, like, can it really be that simple? Yeah. You could just do a challenge for free or paid with having nothing in mind yet as to what you're going to sell. And worst case scenario, why not just sell the recordings? There's another idea. Sell the recordings or just say, hey, listen, I'd love your feedback. Hey, the only thing I have to offer you is I'd love to chat with you more one-on-one. Hey, if you'd like more help in this area, let's jump on a conversation, let's have a call. And now you're going to talk to people or get feedback or give them a survey to learn more about what they would want from you. Hey guys, the challenge is over. And I'm really new. I'm kind of new in stepping forward and serving in this way. And quite frankly, I don't even really know what to offer you guys. But I'd love to keep serving you if this has been helpful. So I have a quick survey. If you want to fill it out and let me know, what would you want to see me do next? How would you want to best see me help and support you in this process? Sometimes our customers know exactly what they want. They don't always know what they want, but sometimes they do. And they'll be happy to tell you if you ask. So let me keep moving. And one big one I saw on the sheet. Well, Pedro, I don't have enough personal success yet to do this. How many do that with you? You're a little concerned that you don't have enough results yet. You're not crushing it big enough yet. And that's kind of holding you back. Well, guess what? You don't even need to have your results to run a challenge because you can do a couple different things. I'm going to show you guys today. So now that you're convinced challenges are the way, let me help you get your offer. Okay? So let's jump in this. What is an offer? An offer is nothing more than your willingness to help. Don't think of an offer as something you have to go pitch, something you have to go sell. Think of an offer as you offering help to someone to serve them and solve a problem. Now, just lean in that for a second, because I know as marketers, we talk about all kinds of, cool offer marketing stuff and bonuses and refund policies and all these cool ways to kind of make the offer super sexy and irresistible. But at its core, what is an offer really? It is you being willing to offer help to someone through a variety of different ways. So I would encourage you, stop saying you don't have an offer. If you are someone that is willing to serve and help people solve problems, you are qualified and eligible and ready to start this process. So how many of you are willing just to serve and help people? Just type help, 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 help. If you are willing to help somebody solve a problem, just put help in the chat. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help, Pedro. Okay? Now, what makes an offer irresistible, my friends? Well, it's pretty simple. Okay? It's pretty simple. So let me give you guys a couple of keys on this, and then we're going to move on. Okay? One, what makes offers irresistible, I have found, is one is just when and I might as well use this fancy whiteboard so Miles can, I had Miles help me set this whole thing up. So we have price and then we have value. So one way to make an offer irresistible, okay, just to have people be like, and here's how you know it's irresistible. I have this saying I say, but I'm not, but let me save that from the time. But I like to make offers to people that they literally have this thought, and that is, I would be crazy to not do this. So like that's kind of my internal filter. I want to work on an offer until I look at this, or I have people, I'll have either my team, staff, even current customers look at this and say, tell me about this offer. And tell me, is this a crazy offer? Because that's what I use. I use crazy. And so my goal is to put together an offer that somebody would say or think, I'd be absolutely crazy to not do this. Well, how do you do that? One is you drive value to the ceiling. How can you add as much value as possible? Okay. Which, my friends, doesn't mean more. Value no longer means just more. I would say in the earlier days of marketing, it meant more. More this, more that, more bonuses, more videos. We have 80 hours of content. In the early days, value increase meant having a lot more stuff and maybe more access to you. I would say today, as our industry is maturing, sometimes the highest value is about how do you actually give me less? How do I get to the result faster? Get me to the result faster with less things, right? The fact is this, if I was able to offer you on Thursday and Friday the challenge pill, let's just say Russell and I were able to come up with this pill, that if you took this pill, you would wake up the next day able to crush 6-figure and 7-figure challenges, okay? And literally, it was a pill. You could literally just pop it in your mouth, drink a little bit of water, go to sleep, and wake up. How many of you would be very, very happy to exchange of large sums of money for the pill? And you would skip the classes, you'd skip the videos, you'd skip the workbooks. You would just be like, just fine, going to the front of the line, right? Exactly, guys. So people are willing to pay for speed. They're paying for result. So the faster, the better, okay? So value doesn't just mean more. So as you drive value to the ceiling and you drive price to the floor, okay, as these two get wider and wider, that will build up that internal tension where someone's going to go like, you know what? This is a complete no-brainer. I'd have to be crazy not to do this. So that's one way of doing that, okay? One final thought I want to share on this. Okay, let's do this. It's pretty cool. I had this thought this morning I want to share with you guys. This one's about status. Okay, because if you just go off the prior framework, where it's about having to lower the price and increase the value, then you might draw the wrong conclusion that you want to have the lowest price possible. And in fact, there are some offers that you're going to want to make, and there's where you don't actually want a low price at all. I call this the status, where somehow the price you're charging is now connected to status. The price and the thing, there's this connection here, okay? Sometimes people are willing to pay a much higher price. People will pay a high price for something as long as they get a disproportionate increase in status, okay? The luxury market is this. How many of you, some ladies, some of you guys might be into purses, okay? Not all of you, but maybe some of you like purses, okay? Guys, maybe you like watches. So for the ladies, if you went into a Louis Vuitton store to buy a Louis Vuitton purse, or maybe you saw a Louis Vuitton purse and somebody was offering a Louis Vuitton purse for $147, you'd be suspicious, right? You'd be like, are you sure this is real? Like, because I'm pretty sure that Louis Vuitton bags are not $147, right? Guys, if you went to go buy your first Rolex and the guy quoted you $1,000 for a Rolex, you should know there's a problem. That's probably not real, okay? And which means it's not as valuable. And if it's not real and not valuable, then you don't get that status increase. So when you're making an irresistible offer, you are either looking to over-index for disproportionate value and or disproportionate status, given the price being paid. Okay, was that helpful? Because we hear a lot about like irresistible, and I don't know if we're, I want to help you guys kind of think about how to create those. Now, let me move on. And show you guys that there is many different types of offers that you can make on the back of the challenge, okay? And here's a big takeaway for some of you. The offer you make on your challenge, with your challenge, does not have to be yours, okay? If I could do a mic drop moment, it would be here. The product that you sell in your challenge does not have to be yours. So if you do not have a course, a program, if you are not in a place where you feel confident in your results to market yourself as a legit expert, which one, thank you. Thank you for having the honesty of being real about your results and not being one of the many fake experts that we have to suffer through online. Thank you for having a conscience and some ounce of ethics and integrity, and acknowledge that you might not be ready to be an expert in this, but guess what? You can find an expert in that. There are amazing programs, products, physical products, all kinds of things that you can market and promote and earn great affiliate commissions by doing. And guys, let me tell you, don't sleep on this affiliate opportunity. Because everybody wants to have a big business until what? Until they have a big business. And then they're like, oh, wow. This is different, not what I expected. There's a lot of employees, a lot of payroll, a lot of headaches, a lot of problems that I'm spending time on that have nothing to do with my passion or interest. So there's something very powerful about just really getting great at a marketing framework and selling other people's products that you believe in. All right. Let me keep going. So guys, it could be a physical product. It could be books, ebooks. You can have a low ticket offer, and you could sell a membership offer. You could do a course or a mini course. You could do one-on-one coaching, done for you services. It could be a group coaching program. It could be a live event, workshop. It can even be a high ticket program or mastermind. Literally, any one of these could be easily sold and is being sold right now on the back of a challenge. So my goal today is to help you guys understand that it won't be for a lack of a product that you keep from doing a challenge, okay? So you can literally pick anything in this value ladder, yours or someone else's, to sell on a challenge. And we're going to hear from two people today about how they're doing that, specifically around the high ticket offer, okay? So let me keep moving here. Now, real quick, can I give you guys a pro tip? Can I give you guys a pro tip from someone who's a few years now in this game, who's been able to, I think, help thousands of entrepreneurs? I see a big mistake many entrepreneurs make, and not just new entrepreneurs, even experienced entrepreneurs. I see many entrepreneurs, and honestly, I think I may have I'm looking at my own businesses through this light right now too, is I see many entrepreneurs in a big rush to try and fill every single step in this value ladder. Like in a big hurry to make sure they have something here, something here, something here. Oh, Pedro, I gotta have my value ladder all finished. Well, do you? Are you sure? Some of the happiest entrepreneurs I know that are doing incredible numbers, have great margins, have one offer. One. Like, they're like, nah, I'm good with the ladder. I don't want the ladder. It's one offer, one program, one offer, one product. All roads lead to that. So my friends, a pro tip, do not be in a rush to try and put something in all these levels. If you do that, you're going to probably get overwhelmed, distracted, and it can really slow you down. So that's a little pro tip for some of you. Okay. Now, Let me go through a couple awful types real quick before I bring on our first speaker to help us out today. I should call this the Russell. I might call this the Russell. How many of you guys think Russell would really like that? I think Russell would really like having a move named after him, right? Russell's a big wrestling guy. Whoever makes up a move, they name the move after him. I'm going to call this the Russell, which is you could literally, how many guys had your mind kind of blown earlier when I said you could run a challenge and literally just sell the challenge recordings at the end of it? How many guys, that was a big aha for you? You're like, oh my gosh, like I can do that. You can do that. You can do that. If you wanted permission from the challenge guy, here it is. You do not need to have anything prepared, pre-recorded to sell on the back of your challenge. The challenge guy gives you permission. You've got my full blessing. Run a challenge, learn, grow, serve people, help people. And at the end of your challenge, if you can't come up with a better idea, offer them the challenge recordings. But then, why not consider doing the Russell? Well, the Russell now has to be a dance, so we got to see. That one's going to be tough. I don't think I've ever seen Russell dance, but who wants to see Russell dance tomorrow on day 3? All right, let's see if we can make this happen. Guys, this is what Russell said yesterday, and he's been doing this, and it's working amazing. What if you ran a free challenge to let people meet you, to let people get to know you, get a taste and see of you, and then you took your free 5-day challenge and say, hey guys, this is awesome. This is incredible. Have you learned a ton? Have you grown a ton? Hey, I got a cool idea. Why don't you stay, now that you're in momentum, let's stay in momentum. And why don't I have this paid challenge that starts Monday or starts next week. And then this paid challenge. Now that you've gotten this done in your free challenge, result, outcome, now that I've helped give you this outcome for free in the free challenge, what if we did this paid challenge where we took this result that you just got as the input, and now we did the next step? Are you guys seeing this? Which means this: you don't need a course to do this. You don't need to pre-record anything. Guys, can I just tell you guys 100%, procrastination is killing your future. Procrastination is stealing and robbing from you your joy, your passion, your fulfillment, and your finances is being stolen because of procrastination. So my goal this whole week is also to help you eliminate this huge checklist of things you need that you don't need. I did not have a course when I launched my first business. I had nothing pre-recorded. Pre-recording stuff sucks. It's expensive. It takes too much time. You start to overthink everything. You get into perfectionism. It's going to destroy your business before it even starts. So do the Russell. You can do a free challenge to a paid challenge. They do the free 5-day lead challenge. And then on the back of that, it's like, hey, got $100? Want to do a paid challenge? Who would not give you $100 for a paid challenge after you just gave them thousands of dollars of value for free the last week? And the ones that don't want to give you $100, those are not your people. Don't worry about them. How many guys are seeing this? Okay. Here's something that I've done primarily. So we might call this the Pedro. If Russell has the Russell, then I'll have the Pedro. This is the Pedro play. What I've done for the bulk of my career, last few years, is I do a free challenge. I offer a VIP upgrade. And then I offer them to go right into my course. My course, which for me is actually a group coaching program. Okay. I have a group coaching program and a course combined, but I call this your core offer. So this right here should be the core offer, that middle of your value ladder. Or if you're running a high ticket only business, that could be going into your high ticket program. But more on that next. So this was the play I've run. Free challenge, VIP, going right into your core offer. And this core offer program typically is going to be around between $500 to $3,000. And that's still about the range where you can make an offer to someone and that's going to convert, and you don't have to have a sales team. How many of you want a way to sell as many people into your programs, one-to-many, without having to have a sales team? How many of you would rather like poke your eye with a stick than do sales calls? Here's a way, my friends. Here is a way. And that's how I've been able to do all this. We scale to 8 figures and beyond without ever having a sales team. Okay? So that's the Crawford Challenge. Now, I want to show you guys something called the Live Event Challenge. And that is where you're like, well, Pedro, I have a high ticket offer. I don't want to do sales calls. What can I do? You can do the Live Event Challenge, where you have them come up to a free challenge, and then you're going to have a VIP, which is your VIP experience, and you bundle in a live event ticket, and then your offer on the back of that challenge is also your live event ticket. And then at your live event, preferably a 3-day live event, you're going to make them a high ticket offer. And to talk about and teach and train us on this exact play is none other than the person who has been at the forefront of reimagining events. When COVID shut down, the entire event industry went into panic. No one had any clue what to do. Many of the biggest entrepreneurs in our industry were freaking out because they had huge in-person events already sold, already planned, and all those events were now being canceled and shut down. And so when the entire industry was freaking out because in-person events were canceled, this individual was at the forefront of reimagining in-person events into virtual events, is by far the leading expert in virtual events. I'm honored to call her a friend. She's my go-to expert in this area. Following her coaching and her playbooks have literally changed my life forever, and she's about to change yours. So blow up this chat and help me welcome to the stage from Sage Production, Sage Events, Barry Baumgartner.
Hey there, how are you?
Hey,
So
Barry,
good to
how's it
see
going?
you.
What is up?
Such good content. I literally was like mentally taking notes while I was listening to you and watching the chat blowing up. How many of you totally get that distraction is a problem for you? And then I was literally about to say the thing that you most need to know is that procrastination is a problem for you. And then Pedro said it. And then I'm here to tell you that there's one more thing that's a problem for you. Perfection. Perfection. So what we're going to talk about today is progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. So I've been watching you, all of you guys in the chat, and I first want to say, first of all, thank you to Russell and Pedro for having me today. I so appreciate you guys because you're allowing me to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is how to take the 1-2 punch that is a challenge in a live event and put them to work for you. And much like Pedro is talking about, I guarantee you're thinking, I'm not ready for an event. I'm not ready for a high ticket offer. I can't possibly do this. You're thinking about perfection instead about progress, not perfection. And if you're thinking like, there's no way I want to sit there and dial for dollars and do one-to-one sales, that sounds awful, then I'm your girl because I cannot stand the thought of doing one-to-one sales. I want to do one-to-many sales. I want to make it as simple and easy as I possibly can to sell for 3 days and serve for 362. So that's what we'll be talking to you about today is how you can take this challenge model at a live event, sell one-to-many, and make more money than you ever thought possible. And you do not have to have a super complicated offer. You do not have to have this whole suite of products. I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works. But I want you to think about this first. I want you to imagine that we're all in yoga class together. And what I mean by that is some of you are just getting started. Raise your hand if you're just getting started. You're like, this is brand new to me. I am just getting started. Okay, those of you with your hand up, you're in downward dog. Okay, you're just getting started. You're in downward dog, okay? Some of you are a little more advanced. This may not be your first rodeo with Russell or Pedro or even with me. Maybe if we were in yoga class together, you'd be like, I can do one arm and one leg up, right? You're like, you're past downward dog. Melanie Albert's like, yep, that's me. You're past that phase. That's awesome. We're still in class together, even though you're doing advanced level moves. And then some of you who's super advanced and you just came here to get a small hinge that swings a big door. You're like, yeah, I know this challenge thing. I can do this. I'm just looking how to make it better. It's a few of you, a smaller group of you. You're in headstand. Okay, you're more advanced, but we're all in class together because what I'm about to share with you works for Tony Robbins, works for Dean Graziosi, works for Russell Brunson, works for Pedro Adao, works for Mary Morrissey, works for Shanda Sumter. I could go on and on down the list because everybody who's anybody in this industry who's tonning it, who's crushing it and making a lot of money doing what they're meant to do is doing the challenge live event high ticket offer model that I'm about to share with you. And it's easier than you think. Progress, not perfection. You do not have to know more than you know right now. You just have to choose progress, not perfection, which is what we're going to talk about. Okay, first, there's something I need you to understand that's really simple. It's buyer psychology. Okay. So buyer psychology in any market, any niche, any language, Sage has done over $1.3 billion in trackable sales from live events and high ticket offers. We've tested what I'm about to share with you in every niche, every market, every language, every country, everything you can possibly think of. And it all comes down to this exact same thing. And here's the model. When you're first introducing yourself to your client, they are thinking, you can do that? What? You can do that? So your free thing, whatever it is you do, if you're already podcasting or you're an influencer, or you're on TikTok or you're doing webinars and now you're thinking of doing challenges or you're just opening up to the idea of challenges, your idea with your free thing is to get your right fit client, the person that you most want to serve, to say, you can do that? How many of you today thought when you were hearing Pedro, I was watching you say it, you can do that? Like, this is a thing? That's amazing. And Pedro's like, yeah, it's a thing. You can do that. And then the next thing we want you to think is, wait a minute, I can do that. Now that I hear this, Pedro, now that I hear what you're saying, I actually think not only can you do that, I can do that. And that's that trust transfer that we're trying to build with our right fit clients, is getting them to go from what that's possible to, wait a minute, it's not just possible, it's possible for me. Because the next big leap is, I will do that. Not only I can do that, like, oh yeah, Pedro, Russell, that's possible. I could do that. You go from that to no, I will do that. If you're thinking of doing challenge secrets, it's because you are like, I will do that. I want mastery in this area. I want to put this model to work for me. I will do that. And then we take our buyer into, I must do that. We want our right fit client to be thinking, wait a minute, now that I heard this offer, I must do that because I'm committed to this process. I'm committed to putting challenges to work for me. I'm committed to putting live events to work for me. I'm committed to making high ticket offers. I'm committed to stop doing one-to-one sales or no sales and get into one-to-many sales. I would love to sell for 3 days and serve for 362. I am crazy not to do that. Who follows? Like, this is what we're trying to get all of our people to do. If we want to serve, if we have a heart for service, you want them to think, you can do that. I can do that. I will do that. I must do that. I am crazy not to do that. And here's the thing I want you to know. Sales is a service. You can do this without spending a fortune. You can do this without having paid ads. You can do this if you don't want to be icky, salesy, or sleazy. You don't have to do any of those things in order to make what I'm going to share work for you. Because if we serve hard, we can sell easy. And here's what I know about the live event model. And Pedro mentioned it, the 3-day live event model. What I know about that is that you can serve hard and sell easy. When I say you can sell for 3 days and serve for 362, what I really meant is you can sell for about 3 hours out of your 3 days and serve for 362. How many of you would like to do that? Just so I know who I'm talking to. Am I speaking your language? Okay, great. I haven't lost you. So good to hear this. Okay, so here's what happens next. You are going from one-to-one to one-to-many, and here's the value ladder. It's super simple. Challenge. You can do that. I can do that. Event. I will do that. High ticket offer. I must do that. I'm crazy not to do that. Like, that is the little leap of buyer faith to get them from free to high ticket offer in the simplest of value ladders. So do you remember when Pedro said to you, it doesn't have to be super complicated. You don't have to have like a multi-tiered offer. You don't even have to have a course. Listen, I love courses. If you have a course, yay you could insert it right here between challenge and event. But here's the key. You don't have to. And I think for so long, people got really stuck in progress and perfection, not progress, because you thought, I can't possibly get started with a challenge until I have a course. I can't possibly do an event until I've done a course. I can't possibly make a high ticket offer until I know so much more. And Barry, I would love to do all that. I would love to sell for 3 days and serve for 362. But here's the thing. I can't possibly know enough. I'm just a downward dog. Like, I can't possibly be doing all of that. I'm just getting started figuring out the problems I solve and who I serve. But I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can, because it's this simple. This is what I want you to get. Let's just pretend that I have a made up business and it's health, wealth, and happiness. Like, I've decided that my purpose on earth is to help people be healthier, wealthier, and happier. So I'm going to create a high ticket offer around health, wealth, and happiness. So I start with a challenge. And my challenge is going to be about those topics. So on day 1 of my challenge, I talk about health. On day 2 of my challenge, I talk about wellness. And on day 3 of my challenge, I talk about happiness. And then I make you an offer so that you could join me in what? My live event. And guess what I'm going to do at my live event? I'm actually going to go even deeper. On day 1, the whole day is about health, not just a couple hours, the whole day. And then day 2, the whole day is about wellness, not just a couple hours, the whole day. And then day 3, you can guess what's coming. It's all about happiness, not just a couple hours, the whole day. So if you loved what I was doing in challenge, you are going to love coming to my live event. Because if you love spending 2 hours with me on health, on wealth, and on happiness, you are going to be elated when we get to spend a whole day on it. Here's what happens at my live event. I give generously. I serve hard. You have so much amazing information, but you think, Barry, this is so good. I want more. And I think, I thought you would. And it would be a disservice for me not to offer you the next step. So I offer you a retreat on each topic. It could literally be this simple, right? Forgive the messy handwriting. So I've taken basic concept on health, wealth, and happiness, and that's my challenge. And then at my live event, day 1, day 2, day 3, I go a little bit deeper on those same topics. And if you love that and you're thinking, I want more, I'm like, I've got exactly what you want. Join my high ticket offer where we're going to spend an entire weekend on health, an entire weekend on wealth, and an entire weekend on retreat. Actually, that says wellness. It should say wealth. There we go. Health, wealth, and happiness. Okay. So this is the thing I want you to get. Do you remember that Pedro talked about value and cutting a check for speed? That's actually what people are doing. Like, I'm going to pay you more to give me more. But here's the key. And I want you to write this down. People don't pay you to tell them everything you know. People pay you to tell them what they need to know. And that's a quote from my good friend, Eric Qualman. People don't pay you to tell them everything you know. They pay you to tell them what they need to know. And what I mean by that is you're applying a filter to this. If you go and give them everything you know on health, wealth, and happiness in your challenge, are they going to feel served or overwhelmed? Potentially overwhelmed, right? I can't take all the information that I would give you in a retreat and put it into a challenge. If I did that, I'd just be spewing information at you. You'd be so overwhelmed. You wouldn't think, wait a minute, I can do that. I will do that. You'd think, I can't do that. That's way too much. I'm not ready for that. But if we give you bite-sized amounts that allow you to do exactly, to be like, oh, wait a minute, I could do that. I actually could do that. In fact, I will do that. Then you're more likely to say, Barry, that was amazing. I want more. And I could say, I thought you would, and invite you to my live event. And at my live event, I get to give generously, but I'm not giving you everything because, again, there's only so much I can do in 3 days. But if at the end I've served you generously and you want more, I'm like, this is amazing. You could join my high ticket offer. Now, instead of retreat, you could substitute workshop, immersive. These could be laser coaching sessions, and you could just add something simple like Q&A. Plus, I do Q&A every month, and that's a high ticket offer. Generally, I think of a high ticket offer as anything over $5,000, right? So anything low ticket is under 5,000. Anything high ticket is over 5,000. But the mistake that I see people make so often, again, they're waiting for perfection. They're waiting to think, I need to know more. I need to be better. Is forgetting that to every third grader, a fourth grader is a hero. meaning that you just need to know a little bit more than your right fit client to have gone further than they've gone to say, I can show you how to get where I got faster, simpler, and easier. They're cutting a check for speed and cutting a check for hand holding. And that's exactly what you're offering in your challenge, and then even deeper in your event, and then even deeper in your high ticket offer. But so many of you will think, I need so much content. And the reality is it's the same content. You're just giving more the more they pay you. So the more they pay you, the more access you give and the deeper you go. And if you think about a sales as service mindset, that's actually good for them, because if we tried to give them everything we know, they'd be overwhelmed and never do anything. If we put it through our filter and give them just enough to think, I could do that, I will do that, they're more likely to do what? Do it. Which is exactly what we're applying today. We're giving you just enough so that you understand the model, so that you can go, wait a minute, I can do that. I will do that. If we gave you everything, you'd be so overwhelmed, you'd never say, I think I could do it. You'd be like, it's just way too much. I can't do it. So the good news for you, what you ought to be thinking is, Barry, this is amazing. I could go from free challenge to high ticket offer just through the power of a live event, go from one-to-one to one-to-many. And I don't even have to know a bunch more stuff. I don't have to create a bunch more stuff. I don't even have to create a course to do this. And I want you to think of this really, really simply, like just a super simple example. I think of it as the Costco example. How many of you love going to Costco on Saturday? Like if you're like me, you know the day to go. Exactly. You're my girl. Like Saturday is the day to go. Why is that? Because there's somebody at the end of the aisle going, would you like to try this? And you're like, I would. And you take the little sample and you're like, that was amazing. And like, really? I thought you'd say that. Would you like one box or two? Like, oh, I'll take two because I won't be back here for 30 days, right? These are two things you didn't even plan on buying. They weren't even going to be in your cart. They're not even on your shopping list. But because they gave you a sample, which you really liked, you're like, that was amazing. I want more. Now, imagine if at the end of the Costco aisle, the woman said, would you like to sample this? And you're like, I would. You tried it and like, that's amazing. Where do I get more? And she's like, I'm sorry, we're all out. You can't get these. In fact, you can't get them for like a year. They're back ordered. You can't have it. Like, really? Well, why'd you get me to try it? Like, that's weird. That's a weird bait and switch. And it's a disservice to you. And I want you to think about your high ticket offer that way, about your challenge that way, your live event that way, and your high ticket offer that way. It is a service to the person you're meant to serve, to take the problem that you solve, the thing that you're uniquely good at, that Pedro talked to you about, and turn that into a challenge, and then into a live event, and then into a high ticket offer. And here's the thing, because we know that progress, not perfection, is the key to this, that procrastination is the death of this, that distraction is the thing that will take a day and turn it into a decade, have a day turn into a week turn into a month turn into a quarter turn into a year turn into a decade. And you're like, how did this happen? 10 years went by. I still haven't done anything. I'm still not making anything. I'm still not serving anyone. How that happens is by not just putting these ideas into action and knowing the iteration is the key to the mastery you want and to the purpose-driven payday of your dreams. And I think of a purpose-driven payday as purpose and payday, impact and income. And here's what I want you to know. The fastest path to impact and income is time and money freedom. The fastest path to time and money freedom is a high ticket offer. The fastest path to a high ticket offer is a live event. And the fastest path to a live event is a virtual live event. You can do this from your home. All you need is a computer, a TV, and a Zoom account. No hotels, no contracts, no liability. So you can take what you're learning here, run a free challenge, turn that into a live event. That's the thing you sell next, a live event ticket. And then at your live event, sell your high ticket offer, and you're off and running from one-to-one to one-to-many. Once impossible, now easy. That's exactly how it works. You can do it whether you're in downward dog, one arm, one leg up, or heads down. It works for everybody. Again, the biggest names in the industry are doing it, and people you've never heard of are doing it too, because it's the 1-2 punch. It's what's working now to get massive leverage from your challenge and go one-to-many virtually overnight. There you go.
Wow,
Pedro,
wow.
I think I'm on time.
Barry,
Like 45 seconds over.
Barry, the chat is going bonkers, guys. Oh my word. Guys, please, blow up this chat and tell me how much you love and appreciate Barry. Wow. Every time you break this down, I'm just speechless, because that's exactly what has happened for me. Guys, I've been doing challenges for a while, and then I remember flying. I had the idea to do my first ever virtual event. And I think I had the idea like a week, maybe 7 to 10 days before I wanted to do it. So remember that, Barry, I called you in blue. I'm like, hey, remember me? And you're like, not really, kind of maybe. And I was like, I want to do a virtual event. And they're like, oh, like they're trying to give me dates for like 6 months from now. I'm like, oh, no. Like next week. And they may have cussed. They're like, you're crazy. You can't do an event in 6 or 7 days. No one's going to show up. I was like, I think people will show up because I had just run a monster challenge. I just ran a challenge and I knew that people would show up. So we did my first virtual event, followed Barry's playbook, flew out their studio. And my friends, I never sold a high ticket program before. And we had a purpose-driven payday weekend, changed my life. More importantly, my life got changed in service to about 400 other people. Many of them have gone on to make 6 figures and 7 figures and beyond from being in that program. And so, Barry, I just want to, a huge shout out to you guys. You know, I love you and Blue so much. You guys are family to us. And what the value you just brought in those 24 minutes is just unreal. People are like, I got to watch it again. So any final parting thoughts for today before I let you go?
Yeah, I think that the last thing I just want you to think about is only you can do the work, but you don't have to do it alone. And the best time to start is yesterday. The second best time to start is today. So if you're thinking about doing this, don't do it alone. Do it with a group of like-minded people. Do it with a proven process. Tony defines mastery. Tony Robbins, one of our clients who I love dearly, defines mastery as repetition, immersion, and modeling proven practices. So you want to get in here and put challenges to work for you. You want to repeat them until you get really good at it. You want to be immersed in it, and you want to model proven practices. Why would you reinvent the wheel when Pedro and Russell have already figured it out for you and giving you the keys to the kingdom? So progress, not perfection. You can do this. And there's no time like today to get started.
Boom, boom. Guys, blow up this chat. Help me thank Barry Bumgardner for showing you guys a proven playbook. Now, let me remind you what you just saw. Okay, because many of you, your minds are straight up blown. And you're like, let me just tell you what you just saw. Okay, to make sure. Before this, and let's go to slides, guys. Before this, I showed you kind of what I've done historically. Want to cue slides, guys? So what I've done historically is I've run a challenge into a core offer. So it's a course, a group coaching program. And we have done this on a sales page. So if you have an offer that's 1K, 2K, 3K, right? You can definitely run a challenge and sell them right into that core offer with a sales page. Then I switched gears on you. Maybe I didn't pre-frame this well enough. And we began talking about high ticket. Have a high ticket offer and you want to sell a ton more of it? How many of you want a high ticket offer that you want to sell a ton more of it? Then we switched gears and went high ticket to show you how a challenge can work there. And then Barry just came on and broke down and showed you how simple it is to do a challenge, a free challenge that sells into a 3-day live event. Live. I'm going to keep saying live. Now, some of you are concerned about how much work it is to do this live. And my rebuttal to you would be, as someone who has done a lot of live stuff and someone who has also created pre-recorded products, to me, it's not even close. Live is so much less work than creating a pre-recorded course and anything pre-recorded. Okay. And it really gets you out of procrastination and perfectionism like we talked about. So I brought on Barry to show you how to do high ticket without doing any sales calls. Literally, that was a no sales call framework. Free challenge. Sell them onto a live event ticket for $97, $197, could be whatever you want. And then just give them 3 days of value going deeper on the topics you couldn't cover that much in the challenge. And then because you spend 3 days with them, you can actually be very effective making a one-to-many offer, even for a premium price, because they don't need one-on-one a call because they're already enrolled. They spent 3 days. And guys, we've done this with Barry's help tremendously well, served a lot of people, and this could be the path for you. And I would tell you, if you really want a course, if you're like, Pedro, I want to create a course, here's my best advice. Do this. Do a free challenge to a live 3-day event, and then just record the 3-day event, and there's your course. Is that okay? Is that okay? Because I tell you, in some of the best training in my course, guess where it came from? That. Guys, is it okay if I just really help you guys out and make it super easy for you? Okay, cool. Well, here's our next trainer is another powerhouse that is doing incredible things in this industry. And her model is a little bit different. Her and her boys made this even simpler. And they run a high ticket challenge. And they have done this. You're going to hear the story. It's phenomenal. And what they do is they run a paid challenge. Okay. They run a paid challenge. They offer a VIP. And then on the back of their paid challenge, they simply invite people and say, hey, have you loved this training? Would you like more? Hey, go to this page, apply to learn more about how you can work with us in one of our coaching programs. So literally in their challenge, they're going using challenge straight to high ticket. Okay. The 3-day event that you just saw Barry talk about, it's incredible. For some of you, that will be your path. But for Teresa and her boys and her business, they have found this model to be just the gift that keeps on giving to both them and their students, going straight from a paid challenge, a low ticket paid challenge, right into a high ticket offer. So to help break down this incredible challenge model that they've put to work to serve people at a high level, someone who has gone on to become the #1 recognized brand and lead company and trainer helping women succeed in real estate investing. This literally is, this framework not only has helped them grow their business tremendously, but it literally has put them at the top of the industry, the most well-known brand, empowering females to crush it in real estate. Guys, help me welcome to this challenge, Teresa Todd. Teresa, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm fantastic, Pedro. I'm so excited to be here from Paris.
So the beret is appropriate. Teresa is in France celebrating with her family, her team. I believe you're there for the wedding, right?
Yes, my son just got married a couple nights ago in a chalet. I think that's what they call them here, a castle. And now I'm just here in Paris checking things out and shopped all day and eating French food and wearing the beret.
There you go. And I'm sure the Parisians love your Texas accent.
Texas accent. They're so confused, Pedro. They are so confused every time I open my mouth.
Well, Teresa, I want to thank you for making time on your vacation, special time with your family, to come on and be here. I know you're going to help a lot of people today because, as you know, so many people are turning to high ticket offers as a way just to kind of fast track their way, not only to success and their financial goals, but really to just be able to serve people at the level that they need. And the fact is, there are just some things that require high touch, a lot of training, a lot of coaching. There's just some things that need more time, more support. And where a high ticket program just really makes the most sense. And that's what you guys have found. So I'd love just to obviously let people know a little bit about you. So just kind of let people know about where were you guys at? I would say, our story kind of picks up like pre-COVID, right? I think we met in 2020 pre-COVID. So let people know a little bit about kind of what you guys do and what you were doing before COVID, our journey, and then kind of bring us up to the current.
Okay, well, I am Teresa Todd, and I live in Dallas, Texas, as you can tell by this accent. And I am the founder of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network. And we are nationwide. We are now, thanks to Pedro and this challenge method, we are the largest women's real estate investors network in the entire nation, making impact. We have trained, we have had over 300,000 women come through our training since April of 2020. So prior to that, it's a crazy story. I was in the medical field for 25 years. As an ophthalmic assistant, I assisted ophthalmologists in surgery, making $60,000 to $65,000 a year. And that was at the end of a 25-year career. Have 3 amazing sons who had become wildly successful real estate investors who finally talked me into leaving my 25-year career. And they said, we'll teach you how to invest in real estate, single family, like flipping houses, wholesaling, acquiring rentals, and that kind of thing. So I jumped out. I jumped in. I just took a leap of faith and started doing real estate with them. And then they started teaching real estate and to co-ed, to men and women, started teaching real estate. So we were in Dallas, Texas, and I was just helping them host their events, teaching people how to invest in real estate. And we had grown to where we would have events all over Dallas, Fort Worth, in Houston. And if we had 200 people show up, that was a big deal. And so we were hosting these events, just constantly spending tons of money on hotels. I mean, our bodies were worn out from running all around training and teaching, but I was so passionate about it. It was so exciting. This had changed my life. And of course, I wanted other people to know about it. And then January of 2020, I had no idea what a challenge was. And Pedro was having a challenge called, I didn't know who Pedro Adeo was. I just kept seeing an ad that said 31 Days of Wisdom Challenge. And it started January 1st of 2020. And I thought, hey, man, that's a great way to start the year, jumping into the book of Proverbs for 31 days. And so I just paid $31 to jump into his challenge and to get Proverbs, to get wisdom for 31 days. Well, I don't know, 7-10 days in, he starts talking about how he can teach you to have a challenge just like he was having. And here I was in the middle of a challenge, didn't even realize that at the time. But I felt so compelled. I was like, I need to know more about this challenge thing. So I reached out to his team, and it just so happened that he was about to have a 3-day event in Nashville. And I'm just going to tell y'all, it was $15,000 to come spend 3 days with Pedro to learn about challenges. And I just felt so compelled. I was like, I have to do this. I didn't even understand. I'm telling them. So my sons are my business partners. So I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to go away for 3 days. I'm going to learn how to do this challenge. And they're like, what's a challenge? I'm like, I'm not sure. They're like, who's it with? Pedro Adeo. Who's he? I really don't know. And so I went for 3 days. And I mean, Pedro gave so much content, so much value. And I had this little pink notebook, and I just wrote down all the things that he was saying as fast as I could write. I just took all of the notes. I flew back 3 days later and threw that notebook in the cabinet because I had all these live events to attend. And so threw it in there and just started going right back to what I knew. And about 40 days after I walked away from Pedro's event, the whole world shut down due to COVID. And we had all of this money that we had spent in hotels where we were going to have our live events, and everything got shut down. And we were like looking at each other like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And so I ran and I grabbed that book out of the shelf and I handed it to my sons. And I said, listen, it's right here. It's called a challenge. And so we just opened the book, and I mean, we just took the notes. And that April of 2020, we had our very first online challenge, and 699 women showed up. So before I had if we had 200, that was huge. Our very first online challenge, we had 699 ladies, and it just took off. I mean, and we did everything wrong. It was the first time. We hardly knew about all these things, that value ladders and all the things that Pedro's talking about. But if you fast forward now, I just had a challenge that just ended this Sunday, and we had 12,000 women from all over the nation. 12,000. So we went from 200 live events. Our very first challenge was 699. And now we just had 12,000 women in this event. So it's, the thing that I am so excited about is serving these women. I know what it is like to make $60,000 to $65,000 a year. And I love the fact that I can teach women just like myself how to absolutely transform their life. So it's all about the impact. If you have something that you are passionate about and you want to make impact, you've got something that you can train, you can teach, you can share, and you want to change the world, I don't believe that there is any better way to do it than a challenge.
So good. And guys, here's the funny story about this. So that event, it's kind of like how this whole story, that event was in Nashville for a reason. because FHL was in Nashville. And so I decided, hey, let me rent. So I rented a house in Nashville a few days before FHL. Okay. Literally ended up, we didn't know this. It was Reba McEntire's former mansion that she had sold and now been converted to an event place. So we're there. Teresa shows up, didn't know her. We got the chance to meet there, and she's taking all these notes. You know why she was taking just copious notes? Because that was the first time I had ever even taught on this framework at all. There was no handouts. There was no worksheets. I didn't even have frameworks figured out yet. There was no course. I didn't have a course. I didn't even really, guys, like I literally was just teaching. I just showed up there with the outline, and I was just like teaching, and here's how I do this, and here's how we do this. Like literally, whatever notes she wrote down is all that she left with, because there was nothing I had to give her. So she shows up at that event. I don't hear from her at all. It's at the next FHL 2021, I guess, which was now not till like October because of COVID. And I was coming off stage speaking. I'm kind of in the hallway, and I hear I hear this, Pedro. I hear my name in this Texan accent, Pedro. And I'm like looking back, I'm like, hey, I know my talk was pretty awesome, but this is a little bit much. Like, what's going on? And then I turn back, it's Teresa, and she's like, I gotta talk to you. And I was like, oh my God, I totally remember. And she's like, she began to tell me, she's like, since coming to your workshop, we have run 7. Second time was 7. Now they've done many more. We had done 7 challenges, each of them big enough to qualify for a 2 Comma Club award. Not 7 events that cumulatively added up to 1 2 Comma Club award. 7 individual challenges that each one on their own qualified them for a 2 Comma Club award. And I was like, I thought she made a mistake. I thought she didn't say it right. I was like, yeah, okay. So what you mean is you did 7 challenges that earned you 1 award. She's like, no. We basically did 7 2 Comma Club winning challenges in a row. Now at the time, I hadn't even done that. So I was like, whoa. I had done several, but not, I was like, can we come sit down? So, cause I'm like, is this, so we started talking, and then you guys came out to my house for a day there. And she's like, hey, we've done pretty well with just those notes. Can we come back for a refresher? So her and her boys flew out to our house for a VIP day, gave them a few more little things. And what you guys have gone on to do is incredible. So Teresa, people want to know just give us a sense for how long is it's a paid challenge, and how much is it again? How much is it?
$17.
$17. Okay. So let's start. $17 paid challenge. You offer them a VIP, right? How much is your VIP?
$147.
$147. They come on VIP for maybe some Zooms and some support and maybe the recordings. And
sometimes we do a VIP. Sometimes we don't even do a VIP.
Okay. And then how long is your challenge?
7 days.
7 days. Okay. So not 3, not 5, 7 days. All right. And when do you invite them to learn more, discover, and the price of your program started out at maybe it was 10 or 15, maybe in the early days. How much is the offer that you're now making on the back of your challenge? What's the core offer?
$19,500.
Okay. So it's a $19,500 offer. Okay, just so we're clear, $17 paid challenge. They get a VIP opportunity for $147. She blows their minds for 7 days. And then when do you make them aware that they can kind of
on day 5, we let them know. We present the opportunity. If you would like to join our mentorship, then you pay $19,500 and you can be a part of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and continue your journey with us. And yeah. And
then on day 5, are they going to an application? Are they scheduling a call?
They are going to an application, absolutely, and then they have an interview with my team, and they have to be accepted into the program, and that's it. Okay. So we have a team that they jump on a call with. There's a little interview with them based on their application, And if they are accepted, then they are part of the program.
Yep. And so for a program at that price, you want to talk to people. You want to make sure it's a good fit for them. It's a good fit for you, obviously, right? I mean, that's not a small investment. So they're talking to people, making sure that only the right people are getting in. And just again, we don't need to talk about financial numbers, but just in terms of the number of students, how many students do you think you've been able to put through your program, with this framework?
Well, we just finished this last challenge. We call it a masterclass, but it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Once we get them all in, I think we're gonna break 4,000 students. 4,000 students. That is so exciting. So exciting. And that's what's so fun about this is, I never dreamed this, Pedro. I never dreamed that this was possible back when I was having these live events and killing myself and pouring into someone and running all around. You know about live events. So this is incredible. I would have never dreamed that I would ever hit 1,000 students, let alone 4,000 students nationwide. I have students in all 50 states.
Yeah. So sometimes, guys, things happen in life, and then we can kind of, if we have the wrong mindset, we think, oh, this is happening to me. This thing's happening to me. When really, I'd encourage you to take on this mindset that everything in life's happening for you. What if everything in life's happening for you? When COVID shut down all of Teresa's in-person events at hotels, there was probably hours, maybe days, maybe, where they're like, oh no, this thing is happening to us. But then she remembered about the notebook. And you found the notebook since, right? I was like, Teresa, I want that notebook. Can I have that? Huh?
No, remember, I brought that notebook to speak at one of your events. And somebody stole the notebook.
Oh, I did. I took it. No, I went. No, I wanted that notebook. This should be the golden notebook in my office with your guys' picture on it. But Teresa, there are people watching this right now that are here, that I'm sure they're happy for you, as they should be, because the breakthrough that you celebrate, when you can celebrate other people's breakthrough and the success that you want in your life, you actually begin to attract that into your life. So I would encourage you guys that celebrate in this chat, blow up this chat for the results that you're seeing Teresa have here. But I can tell you right now, Teresa, I mean, just let people know a little bit about, did you even have any inkling or imagination that this was possible? I mean, here you are in France, married your son. You guys are doing some crazy cruises and trips. Like the life that you're able to have with your family, and just talk about that, because a lot of the women that you serve, this is their biggest fear. Their biggest fear is around finances. Their biggest concern is about security. And guys, I just think this, people, all of us, understand that, sure, we're, many females, when it comes to finances, are security driven. Right now, I know a lot of adventurous women, you being one of them, and a lot of adventurous entrepreneurs. But at the same time, too, that there's just, and I know some men that are a little bit more security wired as well, but that is a concern that you help them solve. And so talk about the impact you're having, helping literally thousands of women achieve financial peace of mind, because you're showing them a vehicle to never worry about money again. But just talk about what it's done for you and your family. Did you even think this was even remotely possible?
Never thought it was remotely possible. And Pedro, every single time I see you, every time we've talked, I always say, thank you, Pedro, because you changed my life. And I mean that with all of my heart. If I had not showed up, if I had not said yes to spending $15,000 and flying to Nashville and learning and taking all the notes, I wouldn't be sitting here, and I wouldn't be in France. I wouldn't, my whole life looks so different now. And not only about what it's done for me, but I have always, Pedro, along with being in the medical industry, I was always in ministry as well. And so my heart has always been about ministry. And so I have added that element, my whole faith. Whenever I teach real estate, right along with it, I am teaching. I'm throwing in the scriptures. I'm throwing in that, hey, God loves you. God has a purpose and he has a plan and he has a destiny for you. And that's really what my heart is about. So not only am I able to make impact with women financially, which is really what you ask about, as I know what it's like to not know about your retirement or to know that you're going to have to, have a second job. Maybe you're the Walmart greeter, whatever that looks like can be so scary. So especially if you're a woman, but whatever, do something, take some action in your life. Pedro is offering you something. Russell is offering you a way, not only to go out there and create wealth for yourself, but to make impact. And I believe with all my heart that all of us are more passionate about making impact than we are about making money. Hey, I'm about to leave and fly out to Croatia tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But, and that's what this has given me, that opportunity. But none of that matters like watching somebody's life change because you shared your value with them. And then you see them get out of debt. You see them be able to quit their day job that maybe they've hated. They find a retirement plan. All of these things, there's nothing like it. I am truly so thankful to you. I'm so thankful to God. And my word to anybody watching this, they're literally handing you a gift. And if you don't say yes to this gift and then run with it and go make it happen, then what's, are you even breathing right now? I don't know what to say. You just say yes and do the thing. It will change your life. It'll change your family's life, and it'll change so many other people in your life that you sow into and you share your value with them.
Wow. Teresa, thank you so much. You are an incredible gift to me, and this really is all the entrepreneurs that are watching this right now. The chat is going absolutely crazy, and thank you for joining us on a personal family vacation. Give my best to the boys, and you guys have an amazing time, guys. Blow up this chat and help me thank Teresa Todd for joining us today. Thanks, Teresa. Oh, you're so welcome. Guys, are you seeing how simple this can be? Are you seeing how simple this can be? Literally, Teresa's like, and her boys, they just like to get straight to it, And she's like, well, what if we just did this, what's the quickest path in 2 lines is a straight line. Now, with Teresa's, her process of doing a high ticket challenge, there is a phone call involved. Okay. There is a phone call involved. So if you want to put back the slides, Teresa just showed you how they do a paid $17 challenge for 7 days. How many of you are surprised that how many of you are shocked on some level that you could take somebody who gave you $17 on a Monday, and then in that same calendar week is now applying, hoping for the opportunity to hand you an additional $19,500. When I say that challenges help you take complete strangers, ice cold traffic into highly engaged buyers in 5 days or less, and this day 7 days or less. And my friends, think about how long you'd have to spend trying to lead magnet them, and then low ticket offer them, and then webinar them, and then think about how long it would take you in the old way. Now, Teresa has a team of people that are willing to call. But guess what? If you are a brand new entrepreneur, if you're an early stage entrepreneur, and I even think if you're even if you're an accomplished entrepreneur, if you have the time to literally take a phone call from someone who's applied. I mean, how warmer does it get? They're leaning in. They're saying, please, I want to be one of your students. How hard is it to take that phone call, verify their information, make sure they're a good fit, and then help them get enrolled? And so I want to show you guys that today because, guys, so much of the industry today is talking about high ticket. And I want to show you, if you want to be in the high ticket industry, here is the best way to be in the high ticket business. The people doing the biggest amount of impact and income with high ticket are running this play. So I want to show you guys that. Okay. Now, we're going a little bit long today, but I don't see anybody complaining. And I was going to apologize. I'm like, sorry, not sorry. Like, this was incredible value. So here's your challenge secrets day 2 assignment. Okay. First of all is, what is the simplest and easiest? On your workbook, circle simplest and easiest. Simplest and easiest offer. One offer you're going to make on your next challenge. On your first or next challenge, what's one offer? For some of you, you're just getting started. Your offer is going to be, or should be at minimum, sell the recordings. Sell the recordings. At minimum, you can sell the recordings. That could be like, now you have a little mini course. Now you have a mini course. You can sell the recordings. Okay? Well, Pedro, how do I do that? I'm not very technical. It's not that hard. Literally, you do the call on Zoom. Zoom gives you the link. You could literally just email each person with the link to all the recordings. It could be that simple. Okay? Are you going to, so you could sell a physical product. You could literally sell physical products. You could sell supplements. You can sell essential oils. One of my most successful students, she sells essential oils with her challenge. You can sell physical products, anything that can deliver an outcome or a result. So what are you going to sell? Are you going to sell a membership site? Do you have a membership site? Do you have a course? If you have a course, awesome. There's no better way to sell a course today and for the last 3 to 5 years than this framework. There isn't. There's not one. If there was one, I think people like Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson would be using the best one. And this is the one that they're using. Okay? So what are you going to pick? Write that down. Make a decision right now. Make a decision right now. We're doing this together. What is going to be the offer you're going to make? It could be as easy as simple as the recordings. Maybe you're going to invite them to a 3-day live event. Maybe you sell them into your course if you already have one. Or maybe you just go right to it and you use Teresa's high-ticket framework or high-ticket challenge framework, and you just do a challenge and you invite them to jump on a call, discovery call, to talk to you about how you can help them next. What are you going to do? Pick one. And pick the simplest, easiest one that will keep you free from procrastination, which means nothing has to be pre-recorded. You can literally do that this week. Okay? The next thing is this. Think about why did you pick that one, and make sure it's simple, it's easy, and you can do it right now. And then the third thing is this for your homework. Look back at your income goal for your first or next challenge. Some of you said, Pedro, I want to make my first $1,000 of the challenge. I want to make my first $10,000. Look back at your income goal. Look back at the income goal for your challenge, your first challenge, and then do what I call the challenge math. Do some challenge math and see how many units, how many people would need to take you up on this offer to hit your challenge goal. So if your challenge goal was $1,000 and you're going to offer $1,000 something, it would just take one person to say yes to achieve your goal. So do the math. Do the math. Okay? Some of you guys are in a service business. You are offering a done-for-you service. This could work exceptionally well to sell directly into your done-for-you service. So if you want to get more clients of your service, you could do a challenge. That could be your offer. Some of you are looking to launch into the coaching space. I can tell you this, if I was looking to start all over from scratch and launch in the coaching space, you can do this and sell right into one-on-one. A lot of people I see struggle because they're trying to launch group coaching programs too soon. And I think group coaching requires a little bit more authority, a little bit more results, a little bit more proof. But people will pay a premium, and you don't have to have as many case studies to get people to pay you for one-on-one, because they know they're going to get a lot more time and attention from you. So what is your offer? Why did you pick it? Make sure it's simple and easy, and it's not going to require you to do a bunch of pre-recording or create anything new. And do the math to figure out how many people have to join you to hit your challenge goal. Okay, my friends, that is going to do it for today. I want to go and give away an iPad. So our day 2 iPad winner is Holly's coming up. And my friends, if you have not yet gone to prizes.challengesecrets.com, do so you can register for our prize giveaway. Plus, you're going to make sure that you get in all the right things in the Facebook group, and you're going to get access to this, our Challenge Secrets workbook, which is where all the homework is. So today, our winner for the iPad, Holly, is
Jill Bassler.
Jill Bassler or Bassler?
B.
Jill Bassler, congratulations. You are the winner of a brand new iPad Pro to help you run your first challenge or next challenge. You don't need an iPad, but we wanted to bless you with that. And then finally, guys, it's not too late. We're about to go right into VIP. VIP yesterday, people were telling us that the VIP session yesterday, just the first one, was worth all the price of admission, except Russell found a way to make this free just for trying ClickFunnels 2.0. So it's not too in VIP. Today is your last day, though. VIP will be closing down today. So if you would like to go deeper, get more coaching, training, I have somebody waiting for us in VIP. Barry Bumgardner is in VIP right now, willing and able to answer our questions about anything. So we're going to rush off and get back there right now. ChallengeSecretsVIP.com is where you go to upgrade to VIP. Today on day 2 is your last and final day of jumping into VIP. My friends, this concludes day 2 of the Challenge Secrets Masterclass. Again, my name is Pedro Deo. Be sure to do your homework, drop your assignment in the group, fill it out, post it, put it in the group. Take action. Remember, there's no transformation without application. Don't just let those notes be notes. Teresa took her notes, threw them in the closet. But her life has been changed because when she needed them, she went to the notes, pulled them out, and took action. So my friend, remember, don't just be here to take notes. Be here to be transformed. We're giving you that vehicle. It's called the challenge. And so my friends, take action. Fill out that worksheet. Post it in the Facebook group. And then tomorrow we're going to build, because now that you know that a challenge is the way, and now that you have picked an offer to sell, tomorrow we're going to have you come up with a challenge that people are going to want to come in and be a part of. So, my friends, until tomorrow, love you guys so much. God bless you. This concludes day 2. We'll see you right here back live for day 3, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Until then, take care.